Immortality Season 5 Episode 31. Fong Han is on the verge of another advancement, brimming with confidence and ready to compete with the Tai sect. What exactly is happening? Interpreting classic originals and savoring human destiny. Hello everyone, I'm Faitian Xin Hong, an uploader from the Guaman section. Welcome back to the Eternal Life original interpretation video. Picking up from last time, Fong Han had cultivated the martial emperor's great demonic divine ability to grand completion. He then seized the opportunity to break through to the 6th level of divine ability, the half-rule realm. However, he discovered that the magic power consumed was terrifyingly immense, so much so that even the world tree couldn't replenish it fast enough. Just then, Yen urgently prompted, "Quickly, take out all the magic jade stones. Hurry, hurry, hurry." Hearing this, a spiritual light flashed on Fong Han's body. In an instant, all the magic jade stones in his treasure pouch flew out, exploding one by one. The magic power and vital energy within them surged into his mouth, which he then sprayed out to forge his divine abilities. With this powerful support, Fong Han's magic power surged once more. With a muffled rumble, his 55 divine abilities finally merged, transforming into a miraculous talisman, 3 feet long and 9 inches wide. Auspicious clouds and propitious chi swirled around the talisman, and starlight twinkled. It depicted cloud thunder, dragons, tigers, mountains, moons, and true forms, along with small figures practicing swordplay, saber techniques, and fist shadows. At its deepest core, the talisman emitted dazzling 5-colored rays of light, impossible to look at directly. The talisman continued to change, eventually transforming the auspicious clouds, propitious chi, and 5-colored rays of light within it into numerous small figures. These figures chanted strange scriptures, accompanied by celestial gods striking grand gongs and drums. This celestial phenomenon was an omen produced by a profound foundation, possessing the quality of becoming an immortal. Of course, it was too early to speak of becoming an immortal. However, the formation of his natal talisman signified Fong Han's official entry into the 6th level of divine ability. The myriad laws returned to one realm. There was no doubt that Fong Han's natal talisman possessed infinite power, completely surpassing the Blood King and the Sun, Moon, and 5 stars turbidity. Even Yan's power had now recovered. Fong Han laughed heartily, declaring, "Blood King, let's go out now and find the talisman that Senior mentioned in the center of the 5 elements land. From now on, you all fully protect Xingyin Bao Bao. I no longer need your protection." After speaking, he let his natal talisman float above his head and immediately rushed out from underground. Wherever the talisman's light shone, all the soil melted into gas and was absorbed into the talisman, becoming the essence of the yellow earth and yellow Tao. Now, as long as Fong Han wore this natal talisman, ordinary attacks couldn't break through it. Even the explosion of a golden core from an ordinary golden core expert could, at most, only injure him. A feeling of reigning supreme and utmost satisfaction surged into his heart. Fong Han let out a roar and flew into the distance, determined to get ahead of the disciples from Tai sect and other sects to obtain the talisman of the 5 elements land. During his rapid flight, he once again startled a powerful demonic beast. By this point, he had reached the depths of the 5 elements land, where smaller demonic beasts were nowhere to be seen, but the individual demonic beasts were becoming increasingly powerful. Roar! Roar! A stream of water light surged from underground, condensing into an ice crystal-like water peak. On its summit appeared a giant, bizarre turtle with a dragon's head, a turtle's body, and a snake's tail. Numerous talismans shimmered with infinite power on its shell, from which water vapor essence emanated. It was precisely the water element divine beast, Xuanwu. Its strength was comparable to a divine ability 7th layer golden core sword expert. "Human cultivator, you dare to invade my territory." Xuanwu roared at Fong Han. "Kill." Fong Han wasted no words. His natal talisman immediately flew out from above his head. Xuanwu sneered, opening its mouth to spit out endless Kuei water divine thunder. However, the moment the Kuei Water Divine Thunder encountered Fong Han's natal talisman, it suddenly disintegrated and was absorbed by the talisman. Upon absorption, the talisman expanded, transforming into 55 auspicious lights resembling sword qi. With a single strike, the entire Xuanwu, along with the mountain peak beneath it, turned into water vapor and merged into the talisman. Fong Han immediately felt the power of the black earth water yellow spring grow even stronger. Originally, its water halo could only cover tens of miles to unleash Kuei Water Divine Thunder. Now, it could cover 100 miles. The Blood King, Xingqian, Xingyun Bao Bao, and even Yen, who had rushed over, watched this scene with dropped jaws. A Xuanwu, a powerful existence comparable to a golden core expert, had been instantly annihilated. They wondered, to what extent was this natal talisman powerful? And if it were to transform into a golden core again, how terrifying would that be? Perhaps due to Fong Han's profound malevolent aura, or perhaps because of the natal talisman above his head, no powerful five elements demonic beast appeared again after the Xuanwu's demise. Unimpeded, Fong Han continued to fly deeper into the five elements land. While Fong Han rushed deeper into the five elements land, searching for the spiritual talisman, the Tai sect and experts from the three great sword sects, who had entered through the gate of time and space, were still battling heavenly demon kings. Bang, bang, bang. One after another, heavenly demon kings exploded in the sky, their essence blood scattering and merging into the calamity cloud of the doomsday catastrophe. Simultaneously, five elements demonic beasts were continuously being killed by the doomsday catastrophe, jointly unleashed by the 12 great golden core experts, causing the five elements' vital energy to surge forth. After absorbing the vital energy of hundreds of great demon kings, the 6 great true persons of Tai sect Fusho, Luming, Canli, Kuan-Yuan, Changchun, and Dafeng broke through to the 6th level, Gi. Their natal talismans, each composed of 10 divine abilities, 5 basic 5 elements divine abilities, and 5 auxiliary ones, were naturally even more powerful. The 6 true persons immediately burst into laughter, then imitated their senior brothers by releasing their own talismans. Within the doomsday catastrophe unleashed by the 12 great golden cores, another balanced and impregnable circle was formed by their combined power. The 3 great sword sects watched, shocked and jealous, as Tai sect's disciples continuously broke through. Tai sect, relying on the doomsday catastrophe unleashed by their 12 golden core experts, had almost annihilated all the 5 elements demonic beasts and heavenly demon kings, leaving no vital energy for the other sections. Consequently, the great sword sects secretly convened. Elder Jian Kuang of the Sun Moon Sword Sect, a divine ability 9th layer, heaven and earth dharma idol expert, proposed, let's first leave the range of the doomsday catastrophe and set up our own sword formation to slay demon kings. However, we mustn't stray too far from Tai sect's disciples. Since they intend for us to be the vanguard, we'll use Tai sect as our protective umbrella, hiding within their formation if we encounter danger. The disciples of the 3 great sword sects instantly reached a consensus. Each set up a powerful sword formation, forming sword dragons that flew out. Outside the doomsday catastrophe, they rolled and slaughtered, killing many heavenly demon kings and demonic beasts and plundering a large amount of vital energy. The actions of the 3 great sword sects were immediately noticed by several minor giants of Tai sect, who instantly understood their ploy. Wang Tianyi, a divine ability 8th layer, beacon fire great tribulation expert, scoffed, "Humph. These disciples and elders of the sword sects are so cunning. We treat them as the vanguard, and they treat us as a protective umbrella." Old Demon Hong, hearing this, replied, "Please forgive my impolite laughter. In Tai sect's view, they alone were permitted to trick others, while others should naturally serve as their cannon fodder." The nearby golden core expert, Song Wei, remarked, "Let them mess around. There's nothing good about killing these small 5 elements demonic beasts. The truly powerful ones are still to come: Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Vermilion Bird, Black Tortoise, Yellow Snake. These are our targets. This 5 elements land is truly a treasure." As they chatted, a communication talisman suddenly flew from the spatial temporal passage. Wang Tianyi waved his hand, and the talisman descended, immediately transmitting a thought to the minds of the 12 great experts. Sect Master's decree, after calculations by numerous grand elders. A mountain peak in the center of the 5 elements land holds a talisman. This talisman is the key to controlling the 5 elements land. Obtaining it will grant us free entry and exit. Immediately, the many disciples of Tai's sect gathered and fiercely flew into the distance. 12 great Golden Core experts, over 20 Gi realm experts, and 300 to 400 Tianan realm powerhouses roared forward with immense might. All 5 elements, demonic beasts, and heavenly demon kings that blocked their path were instantly shattered into dust. Powerful energies spread far and wide, deterring many demonic beasts from emerging. Seeing the Tai sect members charge out fiercely, as fast as lightning, Elder Jian Kuang of the Sun Moon Sword sect reminded everyone, quickly, follow Tai sect's main force. They must have something important to do. The other 2 great sword sects tacitly understood and followed suit. The flying sword formation set up by the 3 great sword sects was quite ingenious. All disciples released their cultivated flying swords, forming 100 Zhonglong sword dragon. The flying swords served as the dragon scales, with the disciples hidden inside. This mighty sword dragon possessed astonishing spiritual power, lethality, speed, and defense. Thus, a group of hundreds of experts, comprising 300 Zhonglong sword dragons shimmering with sword light, roared through the depths of the 5 elements land. At this moment, Fong Han had arrived at the very center of the 5 elements land, where a tall mountain stood. Its peak resembled a palm, and in its center, a faint light shimmered, revealing a long strip of characters. Fong Han focused, finally discerning their form, though he didn't recognize the ancient runes. Yan immediately pronounced the 6 characters, Om Mani Padme Hum. He explained it was an ancient Buddhist seal talisman. It possessed infinite power. Since that old Taoist demon venerable said it could be taken down, you should try, Yan advised. An expert of his realm has no need to deceive you. Moreover, if we want to leave now, this is indeed the only way. Fong Han checked the surroundings for any restrictions, then prepared to fly over and retrieve the spiritual talisman. At that moment, countless whistling sounds came from afar, and numerous figures vaguely flew towards them. Fong Han looked, secretly thinking, not good. The people from Tai's sect and the 3 great sword sects had also arrived. He hadn't expected them to act so quickly, especially after the demon venerable Taoist had used thousands of heavenly demon kings to besiege them, only for them all to be slain. Without further thought, Fong Han maximized his natal talisman's movement speed, which shone brightly above his head. Like a meteor chasing the moon, he instantly landed in the palm of the mountain peak. He waved his hand, and the talisman, activated by his magic power, fell into his hand. It merged with his magic power and was successfully refined in an instant. He immediately felt that the talisman contained no powerful formation or power. It wasn't a magic treasure and had no offensive or defensive capabilities whatsoever. However, he sensed a passage within it, one that seemed to lead out of the 5 elements land. Fong Han's heart stirred, and he considered activating this passage to leave. On second thought, however, he hid the talisman and quietly waited for the people from Tai's sect and the 3 great sword sects to arrive. He also retracted the natal talisman above his head into his mind, ensuring ordinary people wouldn't be able to discern his cultivation level. Fong Han wasn't leaving at this moment because he felt he could activate the spiritual talisman and depart at any time, so there was no need to rush. Since the Tai sect had arrived, it presented a good opportunity to test the extent of his newly advanced divine abilities. Simply put, Fong Han was feeling overly confident. Not long after Fong Han collected the spiritual talisman, several divine ability 8th layer experts from Tai sect, including Wang Tianyi and Zhu Yangyi, were the first to arrive. Discovering that the spiritual talisman had been snatched, they immediately erupted in furious rage, exclaiming, "Who exactly dares to contend with my Tai sect for control of the 5 elements land?" Whether you are an immortal, a demon, a human, or a ghost, you will all be killed. Fong Han heard this and laughed heartily, simultaneously shooting into the sky. He declared loudly, so its fellow Taoists from Tai Sect, Sun Moon Sword Sect, Dan Ding Sword Sect, and Tongtian Sword Sect. I am a disciple of Yuhua Sect, and I never expected to meet you all in this Five Elements land. Fong Han's sudden appearance startled the fiercely approaching Tai Sect disciples. Subsequently, the 12 golden core experts immediately retracted their golden cores and completely surrounded the mountain peak. Next, the 3 sword dragons of the 3 great sword sects also dispersed, encircling the central mountain peak of the 5 elements land so tightly that not even a drop of water could pass through. Hundreds of experts stared intently at Fong Han. Fong Han. Is he really Fong Han of Yuhua Sect? Fusho True Person, Numing True Person, and the other 6 great true persons cried out upon seeing Fong Han's true face. They hated him to the bone, constantly plotting to judge him, and never expected him to be so persistent, encountering him everywhere they went. Zhao Xuani and Song Wei, the 2 great experts, exchanged glances, also recognizing Fong Han. You are that Fong Han who possesses the yellow spring diagram, questioned Elder Jian Kuang of the Sun Moon Sword Sect. The people from the 3 great sword sects had also heard of Fong Han's reputation, not for his battle achievements, but because the yellow spring diagram, a treasure that truly shook the 3 realms, naturally drew much attention to whoever possessed it. Indeed, it is I, Fong Han nodded. However, with me is the young sect master of the Star Cluster Sect, Xingyun Bao Bao. Come out and meet your fellow Taoists. Immediately, a ray of starlight shot up, revealing Xingyun Bao Bao, who possessed the sun, moon, and 5 stars turbidity. Clearly, Fong Han was directly presenting the young sect master of the Star Cluster Sect to create a deterrent and make the other party wary, allowing for a slower negotiation. Wang Tianyi, a golden core expert at Divine Ability 8th layer, Wind Fire Great Tribulation, possessing 27 divine abilities, stated, Fong Han, I don't care if you have the yellow spring diagram or not. Obtaining it is your fortune. As long as you walk the righteous path and don't become a demon, my Tai sect will not eliminate you. But today, you must hand over the spiritual talisman you just obtained. This is a treasure of my Tai sect. Fong Han chuckled darkly, retorting, this is a treasure of your Tai sect? The 5 elements land doesn't seem to belong to your Tai sect, does it? But don't try to scheme against me. I have obtained the spiritual talisman and can leave this 5 elements land at any time. However, since Tai sect and the 3 great sword sects are also fellow Taoists, I am willing to take out the spiritual talisman and share it with you all. How about a magical duel? Let's decide the winner and loser. Each of the great sects present, one-on-one, will fight me. Whoever can defeat me, I will hand over the spiritual talisman to them. After speaking, he even shook the spiritual talisman in the wind before returning it to his pouch. Fong Han's words immediately caused a huge uproar among those present. What? Did I hear that right? Who does he think he is? Someone exclaimed. Today, the 4 great sects that have come are all elites among elites, experts among experts. He, Fong Han, wants to fight one-on-one? Arrogant. This is simply too arrogant. The disciples of the 4 great sects who came to the 5 elements land this time were all carefully selected elites. Those below Divine Ability 5th layer, Heaven Human Realm, were not even qualified to enter. In their impression, Fong Han was just a kid who had easily stumbled upon a fortuitous encounter and didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. That he dared to propose a one-on-one fight to determine the ownership of the spiritual talisman was simply too conceited. Haha, it's not just arrogance and conceit. It's utterly preposterous. On Tai Sect's side, there were several experts at Divine Ability 8th layer, Beacon Fire Great Tribulation. The 3 leading elders of the 3 great sword sects were all at Divine Ability 9th layer, Heaven and Earth Dharma Ida level. Of course, Fong Han clearly couldn't defeat these. So, who would be foolish enough to rush out and compete with Fong Han? Let's find out in the next episode.